Alright, let's talk about some crap. The Monster Walks is a film directed by Frank R. Strayer, a mainstay of MGM after fighting in the Navy. It stars a bunch of unknowns, all who have filmographies stretching on for years. They basically all get together to make this movie that was written by Robert Ellis, who starred as Cubby, the lost boy from Peter Pan. It's quite a connection. That's a real stretch. This film is about a man who dies. So then his daughter, Ruth Earlton, comes to visit him with her fiance, Dr. Clayton. Earlton, Clayton. All right, these are some real original names. Also, Dr. Clayton was already used in the movie called Dead Men Walk. So during this time, there must have been just an obsession with the last name Clayton. Her uncle, Robert, also drops by to pay respects to his brother. There's also this handyman named Hans, a maid named Mrs. Krug, and a guy named Herbert Wilkes. They all worked for Mr. Earlton, and after the reading of the will, everybody gets mad that they're not getting a slice of the money, with all possessions going to his daughter Ruth. It's a stormy night, so everybody decides to stay in the mansion. There's even a guy named Exodus, a stereotype played by Willie Best, who's credited by his stage name Sleep and Eat. Okay. He was actually a huge comedian of the time, and while his performance was stale at best, I did enjoy his character for the most part. I was kind of hoping he'd end up being the final survivor or something. And also, there's an ape in the movie. Kind of was expecting him to be the murderer or the monster, but no, he's just a diversion, even though we, the audience, know right away that he had nothing to do with the events that take place, so this didn't work at all. You see, Robert wanted the money, but now it's going to Ruth, so he secretly has Hans go and kill her so he can be the next in line for the fortune, but Hans accidentally kills the maid, who happens to be his mother, and Dr. Clayton takes control as the investigator, figuring this all out, leading to a climax that includes Ruth being tied up and Hans whipping the ape. And this makes literally no sense. For a movie in 1932, brand new to the sound era and coming a year after classics like Dracula and Frankenstein, I was surprised by how talkative the screenplay was. The movie has no musical score, and it ends up working fine. There's also some pretty creepy things that happen in this house, almost frightening. However, it mostly goes as a pretty stale murder mystery that has almost no mystery. Nothing happens for the majority of the film except for conversations about the will and money and the characters' motivations, but it's so rushed. This has been by far the most boring film on this set so far. And why have the ape? Movies back in the day had an obsession with monkeys, probably because Darwin's theories were just being republicized, so there was a yearning for Christian acceptance against the evil evolution accusations. In fact, the final line of dialogue is about how Mr. Earlton believed they were related to apes, just like Darwin apparently stated, even though his theories were a little more detailed than that. But fine, good old propagandic message for the ending of the film, followed by a very unfunny and kind of racist joke.
He believed that they were our ancestors. You mean that he's related to me? I don't know. I had a grandfather that looked something like him, but he wasn't as active.
The Monster Walks is a sluggish hour-long movie with nothing to enjoy. It's just another film in the old dark house genre, and it easily makes the bottom of my list.